In the dark ages of feudal Japan, surrounded by dense forests and mountains shrouded in mist, there was a forgotten village called Kurohana. Among its few wooden houses and dirt streets lived two brothers, Hiroshi, a young blacksmith with an honest soul, and his younger sister Kaide, sensitive to the invisible forces that many feared but pretended did not exist. After his parents died, Hiroshi supported them both with his craft. He forged tools, horseshoes, blades, and, sometimes, swords for distant lords. One day, when he received a special request for a katana forged from sacred ore, Hiroshi decided to explore the abandoned temple north of the village, a place that the elders said had been cursed since the clan war. When he broke through the stone floor of the main altar, Hiroshi found something that should never have been unearthed: a dark wooden mask with broken horns and razor-thin teeth. Even covered in moss and cracks, it exuded a living presence, something ancient and hungry. Unaware of the danger, he took it home. That night, Katie woke with a shiver. When she opened the door to Hiroshi's room, she found her brother standing in front of the mirror wearing the mask, but with his eyes blank as if possessed. She ripped the piece from his face and he collapsed with no memory of what had happened. Frightened, Katie sought help from Yamato, the village's eldest priest. When he saw the mask, he turned pale. He told her the legend of the Onimiko, the priestess who, centuries before, summoned a demon in search of power. She fed the mask with human sacrifices and promised protection to the village, until she was betrayed by her own followers and sealed in the altar. But the seal was now broken. The next night, Kaide disappeared. Hiroshi searched desperately for her until he found footprints leading to the temple. There, he saw his sister, levitating under a circle of spiritual fire, her eyes filled with darkness and her mask glowing with a putrid light. The Onimiko's voice echoed in the air like a cutting wind. "Offer your sister, and the iron of eternity will be yours." Hiroshi fled, but he did not give up. Determined to save her, he spent 3 days and nights forging a sword from the same ore from the altar, tempering it with salt, blood, and prayer. When the blade shone like the dawn, he returned to the temple, where evil awaited him. The creature was no longer just the mask. From Kaida's body, a deformed entity was born, a woman with long flowing hair, 4 arms, black claws, and faces sewn to her torso. It was the Onimiko, reborn. The battle was brutal. The sword hurt, but the monster regenerated. Kaide, for a brief moment, regained consciousness and grabbed the mask fused to the creature's chest. Hiroshi, without hesitation, pierced them both with the sacred blade. An unholy scream echoed through the heavens. The entity burned in black flames. The temple collapsed. When everything ceased, Hiroshi crawled to Kaide. She was still breathing. They buried the fragments of the mask in the ground, wrapped in iron and salt, under the blessings of old Yamato. But on the last night of that winter, a peasant who did not know the story dug near the temple and found one of the pieces. They say that, since then, screams have echoed in the hills again, and that, if you hear someone calling your name from the middle of the forest, never answer. If you have listened to this story until the end, be careful. The Mask of Ebisu may have already sensed your presence, so before it comes to take your face, click the button and subscribe to the channel. Here, terror never sleeps and always waits for one more soul to listen.